Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash. We're the Hebrew Israelites, come here week in, week out to teach the truth of the Bible. Alright, the truth of the Bible is that the so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans are the true children of Israel. And that Esau, Edom, being so self-proclaimed white man, his kingdom, Babylon, or America, will be destroyed soon in a thermonuclear war. Alright, so and through the Spirit, man, we're going to get straight into it. You know, it's going to be like an open forum. We have a couple precepts that we want to get into, and hey, we're going to let the Spirit roll, man. Okay? So, Papa Shah, you can get that in the 4th chapter.
This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 28. It says, "For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so, being returned, seek him 10 times more."
Yeah, it says, as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High. And then that's how do we go astray from the Most High? Worshiping idols, doing things that are not pleasing to the Heavenly Father. You know, because it says that in the book of Sirach, he that is, I'm going to get that, matter of fact, it says you will seek that which is well-pleasing to the Most High. You know, and there was a point in time that we were not pleasing pleasing the Most High by our works. Okay? But now that's why it says, so being returned, seek ye the Lord 10 times more. That means we got to grind, man. Okay? So let's
got you on this a lot, bro.
Kind of sure.
Ecclesiasticus 2:16. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well, pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law.
And that fear is that deep reverence, that respect, all right, that trembling. It says, they that fear the Lord, but they that tremble at the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing. Okay? And that's why I made mention of the good work, or the works in general. Because the works that we were doing were the works of, I forget exactly how the scripture says it, the works of the devil, so roughly paraphrasing. Alright, but it says, so being returned, seek ye the Lord 10 times more. What makes the Lord happy? What makes him mad? You know, as the elder Yahshua said in a lesson that he did, you know, by us being that comely and delicate woman, and the Most High being our husband, we have to know what makes him mad. What is he like? What is he not like? You know, and we were doing the things that he didn't like. All right, I mean on a high level, because right now we're still in this flesh, so we still do things here and there, but we're seeking the Most High. We fear the Most High in our works. Okay? So that should have been into that.
Well, yeah, I'd like to propose a question. What are those things? Things that are watching.
All the things
it could be anything. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that don't know what the things are to attend upon the Lord. Is it just talking about the law, statutes, and commandments? It's talking about your office and what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that go into seeking them 10 times more. And all it revolves around initiative to start something. And to start it at a maximum effort. Because the Lord can have you doing something very unrelated to doing a ministry. Like, I don't mean study 10 times hard only. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean to, you know, it doesn't mean just that. Because when when I came into this truth and I read that, that's what it felt like. But, you know, as we progress and we get this far, you know, seeking them 10 times more is being 10 times more charitable, more virtuous, more patient, more abounding, more balanced. Everything is 10 times more. Everything is pretty much to a max. Not just, I'm going to try this out. You know, everything that you read or whatever journey or whatever office that the Lord puts you in, you're trying to project that to his maximum ability. You know, the Lord said, you know, have you pull up and you just hold signs on the highways, then you're supposed to seek him 10 times more. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to hold that sign. And when you come to serve the Lord, perform thy strength. So it's you know what I'm saying, I implore brothers to go over that for people that's watching, because they may think it's just reading, they may think it's just studying. You know, it could be praying, it could be fasting more. You know, it's whatever your spirit and communication with the Lord is, then you put forth all your strength towards doing it, because even yet will he far exceed. You know, which means just because you accomplish it don't mean that you did it. You got to do more. You know what I'm saying? And he'll make you even greater than you imagine. You know, so yeah, I just wanted to share that, man, because, you know, it ain't no slight at brothers, but brothers didn't really specify what it is. It could be anything in a person's mind, wherever a person thinks that the Lord is ordaining them to do. You know, or if you're talking to a woman, as I'm doing the lesson right now, going over a prophetess, and you tell her seek the Lord 10 times more, she start hitting multiple cities or coming out multiple times, and she think that's what it is. You know, it's you know, we're at a level as men of the Lord that we're able to specify and break it down. You know, we can go into that inner crust. You know.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I get the scripture?
Yeah. Try.
Ephesians chapter 4. I started at verse 19. This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 19. It says, who being past filling have given themselves over to lasciviousness and to work all uncleanness with greediness, but ye have not so learned Hamashiach. If so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahushai, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man.
Yeah, so we put off that former conversation, which that former conversation goes into your conduct, how you carry yourself. So you know, as I mentioned, you know, the way seeking the Lord 10 times more, you know, we put off the things that we used to do, that old man, that old conversation. All right, we put off committing adultery, we put off lasciviousness, we put off having an evil eye towards our brother. We put off these things that ultimately lead unto us being of the house of damnation. Because that's exactly what a lot of people are going to be, of the house of damnation. So we have an opportunity right now to change those wretched ways. As the scriptures say, oh, wretched man that I am. You know, we have a lot of messed up ways about us, and we had before we got in the truth. But those things have changed. And they've changed because Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he supped with us. He showed us this is why we should serve him. This is why we should do this, that, and the third. Because if you do this over here, what you've been doing, you know, which is, as I mentioned, adultery, so on and so forth, all these wicked acts, the Lord's going to get rid of you.
Like the brother had made a beautiful point when he was saying, you know, specifying what it is that we need to do, because hey, people can come into this thing of ours and just think, you know, as long as I read, I'm good, because that's pretty much what the church pushes. As long as they tell them that they already saved, so in their mind they're good as long as they come to church, as long as they pay their tithes. You know what I'm saying? Then everything is good. Yeah, you're going to go through some struggle throughout the week, but make sure you make it here on Sunday. Make sure you pay your tithes. Oh, you blessed. You know, and it be all type of wickedness going on within the churches. All right? But there's wickedness even going on in the world of Israel too, man. And that's why, you know, specifying it was very important, you know, because you can be right in your own mind. All right, so, and that's why you have to go off of what the scriptures, you know, follow the Lord in truth and sincerity. All right, that's how you worship the Lord. You don't get to worship him how you want him, man. We have the layout, we have the blueprint. All right, because like we came from nowhere basically. we basically don't in a sense, like technically we have a land. We are God's, you know, the Lord's chosen people, all right? But we don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? As Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're on the bottom, okay? We lost our heritage, meaning everything that was tied to it, okay? Language, land, reputation, guidance, instruction, power, you know what I'm saying? All right? Like it says, a village raising a child. We don't have that, man, okay? Everybody's in their individual hut, because I was sitting here thinking, like, a lot of these, like Omaha, I don't know if it still is, but I know like a couple weeks ago we was #1 in homicides. Little old Omaha, you know. I feel like you talking about more than New Orleans and more than Miami and Chicago even. You know what I'm saying? Like, little Omaha. And then when you look at these, you know, the news updates, it's always teenagers, anywhere between 13 and 18. You know what I'm saying? That's what's really, I'm like, God dang, but that is because the village no longer raised these children, man. Everybody's raising their children how they want to, and they're raising them in the sense of this society, all right, not the society to come, all right. So coming back, like we started out with, coming back to the Lord, seeking Him 10 times more because we went so long without Him, all right. It's just like getting into a bad diet, and then when it's time to lose all of that fat, you gotta work harder. It's easier to gain it than to lose it. You know what I'm saying? But you can just do what you want when you gain it. There is no rules. There's no rules to gaining weight, pretty much.
That's why you gaining the weight.
Yeah, but when you gotta lose it, you know it's gonna be, you know, compared to 10 times harder because you gotta put in more work, more effort, be sincere, be disciplined. All right, all of that applies to what? This truth as well, man. You gotta put in more work. It talks about rightly dividing the word of truth. You need not to be ashamed because you're gonna have to dig and know Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. You know, because the brother said, yeah, you know, you suck, but knowing that the Lord's gonna sup with us, what kind of food are we gonna have prepared? Are we gonna get a Lord a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or are we trying to get him some lemon pepper salmon with some cilantro rice, you know, with a croissant on the side, a buttered croissant, you know? And that, you know what I'm saying? So it comes down to, and that's why it's all individual. You gotta walk that path yourself, man. And this thing is only gonna get rougher, you know, towards the end. And you still gonna be receiving blessings, Lord willing, of that number, you know. The Lord is gonna show you He messed with you, but everything is gonna be tested, man. You're gonna be tested, all right? Meaning everything, like your character, you know, your faith gonna be tested, your patience is gonna be tested, your discipline is gonna be tested. All of these different things are gonna be tested, man, because the Lord gotta make you pure.
So, try it out.
Yatazak had one.
Yeah, I had the definition to that word lasciviousness that you was talking about. You know, how we're continuing, how we are in the world, how we come up. And that definition of lasciviousness is Strong's G 766. It says unbridled lust, excess, licentiousness, lasciviousness, wantonness, outrageousness, shamelessness, and insolence.
So you pretty much don't have control over it. You just want, you lusting after this, lusting after that. You just want. And that can apply to things that other people have, you know, coveting the wicked. That can apply to even money, you know, doing this thing for filthy lucre's sake. All right, but it's just things that you just lust after in excess, you know, reputation, even, you know, dieting and no discipline, and you will find out you're doing it for the wrong reasons, man, because within that, you're going to find a way to make how you want to serve the Lord right.
Just finding your own mind.
Yeah, and like you said, you know, they want, but they don't have any control over that. So they just do whatever with it. You know, all their motivation is that want, is that lust. So that's all they go after.
Remind me of the Tasmanian devil. Just,
yeah, he's spitting, tearing up everything, you know. He don't even know where he's going. He just going. Just he see something in the direction, he just go. You know. And the scriptures talk about what? Not doing this uncertainly. You know, you can't just be a robot mode in this. You gotta really be in this, man.
Yeah, this is you done with that? This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "Furthermore, then we beseech you, brethren, and exhort you by the Lord Yahushai, that as ye have received of us, how ye ought to walk, and to please the Most High."
He was setting an example of how you should deal. You know, bro. And And that's the same thing that we are supposed to do in this day and age. You know, that's why we have leaders. That's why we have elders. That's why we have different, like brother mentioned, different forms of experience that the Lord will put you through. You know, so you can set forth that example for the flock. You know, as did Peter. You know, Peter set up an example to the flock, and what did him and Paul do? They went throughout everywhere, man, teaching the word of the Lord and putting forth a good conversation. When they were locked up in the prison, and then the angels opened up the gates, what did they do? They didn't say, well, I mean, they said we came. No, they went and taught the word. You know, so these are the same things that were written aforetime for us to carry out this day and age, setting forth a good example. You know.
It says, how ye ought to walk and to please the Most High, so you would abound more and more.
Yes, and the Most High will give you, what is it, Apollo have water, and the Most High giveth the increase. The Most High will, it's roughly paraphrasing, the Most High will increase you, man. And you have, but you know, the Most High knows your spirit, so if the Most High knows you're diligent, He knows that you're really repentant in sincerity. You're doing what the scriptures tell you to do on a sincere level, okay? And you're really seeking the Lord. You're praying, you're fasting, you know. The Most High, He'll increase you, you know. But your spirit has to be sincere, and that's why a lot of men don't grow, because ultimately your spirit's not sincere, you know. And that goes on within with the camps too. You know, we don't know who they are, but the Most High, He's going to make things to be revealed. But that's another topic, all right? But the point is, pleasing the Most High, the Most High will show you how to please Him. That's why I said that in Baruch, was at 4 and like the 3rd verse, it says, O Israel, happy are ye, for the things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto you. The Most High He'd given us everything that we needed, man. And we as a rebellious nation have did just that, rebelled, man. But now that we have opportunity to serve Him and to get back in good graces, and we got to do what we're supposed to do. And it's gonna be rough, because like the brother always say, comparing it to boxing, you're gonna always feel like you're right, but there's always gonna be some intangible to say, nope, you did that wrong. And that's the same with the Lord. That the Spirit constantly corrects us that we may please Him. You know, I had a quick precept. This is the book of.
Because like I said, we are servants, man. We're ministers. You know, so even coming back to the Lord, it's not like, ooh, I'm good. No, because the scripture talk about what? It being sweet in the mouth, but bitter in the belly. Once that diet, because what that's what food do. Because you might eat some wings. Or let's just say you eat some hot food. It's good. You might be able to stand the heat, but once it goes through the process of digesting and your stomach is hold up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go to that bathroom. It might not be so nice coming on when it's taking its exodus, you know?
Well, this is 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. It says, my little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. So I'm going to get this word deed. Con. When you get into this word deed, it's the Greek word ergon, which says business, employment, that which anyone is occupied, that which one undertakes to do, enterprise, undertaking, an act, deed, thing done. The idea of working is emphasized to that which is less than work. So we have to, and then it's written, these scriptures, you know, how we're supposed to conduct ourselves are written all throughout. We are to not only read them, but to do them. You know, and when I say those things that we're to do, we are to put off the former conversation, put off that adultery, put off that idol worship. You know, put off the things that hinder you. You know, serve the Lord in sincerity and in truth, and make sure your works are matching up to the things that you're saying. You know, which is something that If you're a true man of the Lord, or if you're a true worshiper of Yahweh Shem Shai, that should be something that we do on a daily basis. To constantly make sure that we're doing the same things that we're speaking. And we don't always do it. But that's the whole point of having really having a body, because the body is going to, where you lack at, the body's going to say, hey, look, you need to do this. Or you need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're saying this, but you're not doing this. So that's our job as servants of Yahweh Shem Shai, is to make sure our words match up with our works. Or else, what it says, faith without works is dead. We have to work. We have to do something. Is this not something that we enjoy as an occupation? This is a special job, man. The Most High have chosen, He have chosen certain men to do this. He didn't choose everybody, man.
Yeah, I said the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. So we're laborers, man. All right, we're workers, we're servants, we're ministers. This is a job, and just like when you within the society, you can't just go to your job and do it how you want, man. All right, and if you haven't had a job in a while, which is equivalent to us not having this truth, then you would really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You know you need some type of income, so you like, I just gotta do something. Nope. Yeah.
This is James chapter 2, verse 14. It says, "What doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he had faith and have not works? Can faith save him?" It says, "If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doth it profit?"
Yeah, so that's on the same level of saying, like, I love you. Just like the brother brought up before. He said, he brought up the scenario. Brother said, I do anything for you. Then when you have an opportunity to prove it, you don't. You fail. You come short. You know, and that's ultimately because your heart is not there. Your words are there. You sound good, but your heart is not there, man. All right? And that has to be in you. You know, and that's exactly what that, when you see people that do that say one thing and do another, they may mean well, but they're not going to do it. That means that they're not sincere about that situation. You know?
It says, "Even so faith, if it had not works, is dead being alone."
Yeah, because the scripture said at a point in time the law was our schoolmaster, but when faith came in, we were no longer under that schoolmaster. So with that faith, you know, it said with the faith, what you have to do? What you have to work, prove your faith. All right, you're not going to be saved by the law. You're under faith, but now you have to do something with that faith. Yeah. Do something with it.
It's like we're under grace right now until we get get the new covenant, you know. But you got to do something with that grace. You, like it said in Galatians, he said, "I frustrate not the grace of the Most High," because at that time, what was going on is the Gentiles was coming in, you know, the Israelite foreigners. All right, so he's like, well, if we have grace. If we have grace to use it, I'm going to use it for the right thing. I'm not, because that's when I think Peter, when he was kind of like acting fake towards, you know, when the Jews was around, and he separated himself from the Gentiles, and he was just pretty much chilling with it. It's like, oh, he try to keep that same reputation, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you got to do what you got to do within this truth. I do got this Romans though. This is Romans 6. I feel like you kind of segued somewhere. Romans 6 and 19. It said, I'm gonna go 16. It says, know ye not that whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey.
Yeah, and at a point in time, we yielded unto idol worship. We yielded unto things of this world, fleshly things. We yielded unto those things. Okay, at a point in time. So pretty much what it's saying is pretty much whatever you give reverence and respect to, attention to, that's pretty much what you're subject to. I think I jumped the gun.
It said, whether of sin unto death or of obedience unto righteousness. But the Most High be thanked that ye were the servants of sin, but ye have obeyed from the heart that form of doctrine which was delivered you. Being then,
It says ye have obeyed from the heart that doctrine that was delivered unto you. Meaning what? Hey, the Most High has to put that spirit on you too, because there's a lot of people in the world that hear the word and they get happy, but then they dwindle away. You know, so it says you received in the heart. You read that part again?
it says, but the Most High be thanked that ye were the servants of sin, but ye have obeyed from the heart that form of doctrine.
You obeyed from the heart that form of doctrine which you received of us. Yeah, bro.
Being then made free from sin, ye become the servants of righteousness.
That's it. That's it. And through the Spirit, I was going to pull the precept to go with that in 1 Peter, where it says that not using your righteousness as a cloak of maliciousness. You know, it says, well, we are free. We're free from sin. Why? Because we're not. Hey, we got to get that Romans, because in Romans it says that that fruit that we had in the world, which is of sin, what do we have to be ashamed of? These things were bringing forth death. These things were weighing us down, and we didn't even realize it, man.
Yeah, making those sacrifices shouldn't look like a loss, because it was weighing you down. It was keeping you from your potential that you're able to reach, man. It was keeping you from serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because you can't serve him with having a malicious soul, you know, trying to always find a reason or a loophole to do what you want to do. Like, nah, that's part of the sacrifice. You gotta, you know, eat what's on your plate. You know, ain't no picking through, I don't eat peas, I don't like carrots. So you just picking through and the Lord come over to your plate, everything gone, but you got a pile of peas and a pile of carrots. Like, nah, you gotta eat everything, man. Alright, it says, I speak after the manner of men, because of the infirmities of your flesh. For as ye have yielded your members servants to uncleanness and to iniquity, unto iniquity, even so now yield your members servants to righteousness unto holiness.
Yeah. So it's a transformation, man. It's a transformation. It says as you yielded your members servants unto things that are unclean. Then we mention the unclean things. You know, it goes into going against the scriptures. Things that don't profit to your salvation. Things that don't profit to life. And guess what? We were once a part of that. But it says, now have you yielded your members servants unto righteousness, man. To doing the right thing. This is our goal, to do the right thing, and then through the scriptures and through the spirit of power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, to establish I forgot the word I just had in mind escape me, but to establish the righteousness of the scriptures, man. To let it be known and to also carry these things out on our own as well. That's why the brother Reb, they set forth an example. Okay? It's a process, man.
Can you just precept real quick?
Hold on, let me finish this.
Okay.
It says, for when ye were the servants of sin, ye were free from righteousness.
When they had no care in the world. And we see it. That's why we understand that that's scriptural. We see it. You look outside, we see it. There ain't no boundaries. And when you're in the world, when you're sinning, there's no, the sky's the limit. You know?
Yeah, and that's why when this society really breaks down, that's why it talks about in the book of Revelation of worshiping the beast. You know what I'm saying? So you worshiping this system, man. Okay? Because there's gonna come a point in time where you're gonna have to make a choice. Alright? And it's gonna be kinda like now. Like you're gonna be a servant unto sin or a servant unto righteousness. Well, this is gonna be pretty much a servant unto man or serving the Most High, because their plan is to put, you know, a microchip in you, man. Alright? So if you deny that, then you won't get the benefits that come with it. You will be deemed an outcast. Or, you know, whatever name or reputation they put on you for not complying with the changes. All right, and that's why this pandemic is so vital at this moment because this pandemic is so vital at this moment because they're doing the same, with that medicine, we'll call it. All right, brother sent the article today. Guy was going to have 5 years of probation, but they said if you get this medicine, we'll knock it down to 1 year. So if they're look at all the incentives and the benefits that's coming with that, let alone it's just we know it's just a prelude to what they really want to bring. All right, so that choice is going to have to be made, man.
Just that you mentioned that, 'cause I just seen that the other day. That just to add to it, they're cutting sentences in half behind that, man.
Yep.
Which shows you it's an agenda.
Exactly.
It's simple. It's an agenda.
Nah, I'm finished it. It says, for when ye were the servants of sin, ye were free from righteousness. What fruit had ye then in those things whereof ye are now ashamed?
We are ashamed of it. We look back, God damn, I used to do that. God damn, there's no fruit in it. And the scriptures tell you that. It says, he that sinneth loveth death. Like, that's the end of the stuff I was doing. I'm I was shy for, for giving me the spirit to get rid of that. Because there's nothing to look back for. Same with Lot's wife. She looked back. The Lord simply said, do not look back when you flee.
Yep.
What happened? Boom. And the scriptures tell us that that's a pillar of salt is a monument for an unbelieving soul.
Mm-hmm. It says, for what fruit had ye then in those things whereof ye are now ashamed? For the end of those things is death. So at the things that you were once doing, there wasn't fruitful. All right, there was just a highway to hell. Being that hell is what, the grave or a condition. But you pretty much was just on a highway to hell, pretty much. You were on a highway of being put to death. All right, and you had it was no profit of it. Okay, the only profit was comfort in doing it, which is pretty much doing things how you wanted to do.
Yeah.
But when you become a servant, you don't get to do what you want to do. You're a servant. You're under somebody, man.
Yeah.
All right, so you got to do what they tell you to do. And that is why serving Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, you got to do it the way that he said it's supposed to be done. All right, it says, whoever trusted in the Lord and was confounded? Nobody. Because they just listened to the Lord. Noah built a whole ark. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have to sit here, man, well, what if I ain't got enough wood? Or what if the animals don't come? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, just build the ark because it's about to rain. What is rain?
What is rain?
I'm about to, he said, I'm about to send waters from heaven. Wait, what? He didn't, what is that? It never happened. Nah, that was the whole part of the Lord doing that, bringing something that has never been done or never been seen to see how people will react.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening now. We were in a fucking world of darkness, and the Lord allowed us to come out that darkness and come into this light. All right. So our works, and you shouldn't mind it, so your works can be seen, so you can get your credit for it, man. All right. So with this, that's what I'm saying, bro. We lost our heritage. That's who you are. So we pretty much literally reborn, coming back into this, man. So that's why you got to do it the right way, and that's why it's such a battle. Is because you came from serving sin, you came from being of the flesh, and now you're fighting against it, and you're fighting not to be of the flesh. So you're going to constantly have to battle with yourself, but you have to make your sacrifices, because the sacrifices I got to make is different with the sacrifices that they might have to make. But at the end of the day, everybody's making sacrifices. All right?
Quick piece. Was it more of that?
Yeah. I'm get to it. It says, but now being made free from sin and become servants to the Most High, ye have your fruit unto holiness, and the end everlasting life. So there's a better reward. Okay, you rather? Can somebody get Hebrews 11 and 25 right quick?
It's Hebrews chapter 11, verse 25. Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
Now that's where those sacrifices come in. You know, you're choosing rather to suffer than to enjoy pleasures of sin. Well, you free from sin. You're no longer serving sin, right? That's where the grace comes in at, man. Gives us the ability to serve the Lord to our best ability. Okay? Because everybody's not going to do it, you know? Because some of them just want to get their pleasure right now. That's why people talk about what? YOLO. You know what I'm saying? Or they talk about living their best life. How the hell are you going to say that? Like, there's so much things that are promised unto us. And if you think America, a sinking ship, is you the niggas is playing the music while the Titanic going down. You know, you just feel like there's nothing else to do. It might as well, or bring joy to the situation. Like, we are in captivity, man. You know? One second. It says, for the wages of sin is death, but the gift of the Most High is eternal life through Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, our Lord, man. Yep. And that's what it is. People come into this truth, and you're trying to serve yourself opposed to, you're trying to go around the Lord pretty much. Because if you're trying to do it your own way, and the Lord was left as an example, and he was perfect, then you are trying to go around him. But the only way that you can get to the Father is through him. And through him is what? Having and having that reputation, doing it the way he did it, man. All right? I had to get that out there.
Here, I'm going to get this just because of what the brother just said. This is Mark chapter 8, verse 36. It says, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Yeah, what is it going to profit? You got the world. That's like you make a deal with the devil. You know how to show you in the movies. And you sit here and sell out. You get what you want that day and die the next day. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me of Ghost Rider. I forget exactly how that happened, but he basically sold his soul to the devil to save his to heal his father's sickness. Okay, bam, he got it. The devil got the soul. His father's sickness was healed, but then the devil killed his dad in fire off a motorcycle. So he got what he wanted, but it came with a price, man.
Yeah.
So what are you going to profit with your fruits of the world? You're not going to profit anything. You're going to go to sell them, and they're going to start rotting on your way to the market, pretty much. All right. Versus the Lord, he's talking about everlasting fruit. He's talking about everlasting life, things that are going to last, not just something temporal, man. All right? Go ahead. Yeah, that's cool. We'll just go you call me, right?
All right, this is Romans chapter 12, verse 2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be
transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
And that's so just like going off of gaining the whole world and losing your soul. No, you gotta be transformed now. All right, you gotta have a whole change of mindset. So when people see you, they know you, but they say, hey man, there's something different about you. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you gotta broadcast it to the world and walk around with fringes on or anything like that. But they'll see that change of energy, man. All right? Or they'll start talking about certain things with you that, you know, that they didn't used to talk to. Or even vice versa. They'll stop talking to you about things. Because you might, you know, like, yeah, I'm about to go do this, that. I was like, nah, I don't really rock like that no more. So it'll allow them to give, you know, oh, okay, don't bring that up to him anymore. Something different about him. You know what I'm saying? What is that?
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 20. This is going off what you were saying as far as being free. It says, "Let every man abide in the same calling wherein he is called. Art thou called being a servant? Art thou called being a servant? Care not for it, but if thou mayest be made free, use it rather. For he that is called in the Lord being a servant is the Lord's free man. Likewise, also he that is called being free is Hamashiach's servant." So we serve Hamashiach. This is the point that I want to get. Ye are bought with a price. Be not ye the servants of men. So it says we are bought with a price. All right, and what was that price? It was the blood of Hamashiach, the Messiah, man, going up on that cross and taking on all the sins of Israel. So it says, for he that is called in the Lord, being a servant, who's being called in the Lord? You know, the men that are sincerely teaching this word today, these are the men that are called of the Lord. Is the Lord's free man, is made free, as the precept says, is made free, right? Likewise, also he that is called being free is Hamashiach's servant. So we don't serve we're not subject to sin anymore, man. All right, we're subject unto the ordinances of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai through his son, only begotten son Yahushai, man. So hey, it says we are supposed to really desire to be free from sin. That should be our desire. You know, so that was the point I wanted to bring out.
Yeah, because what is desiring to be free from sin? What it brings righteousness. All right, you don't have to worry about your woman creeping around on you. You don't got to worry about your kids, you know, dying out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You get that protection from the Lord. All right, but if you're talking about being free from sin as a society, that's New Jerusalem. That's the kingdom of heaven. All right. See, everybody wants peace. Everybody wants a sustainable amount of money. All right. Everybody wants to live, man. But you can't do that over here. And you can if you sell out for the most part, but it's going to come with a price. All right. Yeah. But the kingdom of heaven is promising these things, man. Yeah. All right, unto our people, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the people who want these things the most, who want peace more than anybody, because we're the ones being stepped on. All right, who want a financial burden lifted, because we're the ones that's poor. Yeah. All right, who want to actually raise your child. You see your son grow up and your daughter grow up and you know, actually enjoy their life, and you can't do that here, man. You gotta just make the best of it, you know. You gotta make the best of it, but it's not our rest. You gotta be ready to pack up and leave when it's time to go, man. You saying what?
Now, I believe the brother been speaking about your desires being, you know, your soul. So if you're desiring the world, then your soul is in the world. But if you're desiring these spiritual things, then you're giving your soul over to the Most High.
Yeah, yeah. And don't, like, when you want to get better and you put that energy out there, that energy comes back and tests your words to prove your deeds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, you know, I ain't gonna say go do this and ask the Lord. No, I'm not gonna tell you. You know what you need to work on. So when you pray to the Heavenly Father, once that energy comes back, all right, in the sense of you've been proven, you've been tested, yeah, how else you going to get more disciplined if you ain't tempted, man? All right? That's what happens, you know? Look, that's what happened with Job, okay? He was tested and he held his what? Integrity, all right? Meaning he pretty much stayed whole and sound and solid, okay? And what did he receive? Double of what he had. All right? You had something correct?
Yeah.
What you done with that, you go?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, this is Hebrews chapter 6. I'm starting at verse 9. It says, "But beloved, we are persuaded better things of you, and things that accompany salvation, though we thus speak. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your works and your labors of love, which ye have showed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints, and do minister." So, as the brother was saying, we're putting our best foot forward towards salvation, to the things that are more fruitful, opposed to the world. These are the things that have been persuaded, and that we're persuading men as well.
Well, and in this sense, this is what we're supposed to. It's showing us the reward of doing that. It's showing us the reward of returning from that dark place, or coming out of that dark place, being reborn, coming to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He's not going to forget that labor of love, man.
And we desire, the word desire, and we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to feel the assurance of hope unto the end.
And that's pretty much when people care, the caring for your souls, all right, caring, knowing the state of your flock, because it's not like you come in this and you're by yourself. Like, no, like this is like when you go, got an interview, you're trying to get that interview to outdo everybody else. This is not like that though. All right, the Lord got positions for everybody. You just don't mess up in your interview, and you'll get the job. Okay, the job pretty much has been salvation for the most part. So your interview is what happens before the salvation comes. All right, so before you get hired, what you got to do? You got to take your urine test. You got to make sure your attire is proper. You know what I'm saying? Resume, paperwork. You know what I'm saying? You have to do things. You don't just put in an application and go to the interview at whatever time you want, wearing whatever you want, talking however you want. Like, no, it's a certain time and a place for everything. Like right now, this is not the time, like it tells you in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. All right, this ain't the time to be building and loving and embracing and all of that, because there's about to be a change in the world, man, in this society that we live in. All right, see, the elites know how the mind works. So they know if you got people letting people do what they want to do, and then you lock them up, once you let them back out, how they're going to react. And then especially once you lock them up again, after they've seen the results of what it'll do, and that's all they need to force you to do something or justify what they want to do, really. Because once they lock people down again, and like, what you think people are going to do? Be okay with it? Like, no, they're like, oh, hell no, we ain't going for this again. Yeah. So that chaos is going to kick off.
Right, man. Right. Okay, you don't have to go for it. Here, take this, and you don't have to go for it.
Exactly. It's going, yep.
Problem, reaction, solution.
Yep.
Based off of something Brother has already said, this is James chapter 1, verse 12. It says, "Blessed is the man that endured temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord Yahweh had promised to them that love him."
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like the brother brought the subject of coming back into this fold and having that grace. All right, you have to be proven. The Lord has to take you through that fire. That's the temptation and the test and the things you have to overcome in order to solidify your spot. Because you don't know whether you're going to make it or not, but you got to give your diligence to make your calling of the election sure. Because many are called, but few are chosen. All right, so making your calling of the election sure is what? Giving your diligence, doing what you're supposed to be doing in the sense of reading, feeding the flock, being a brother, you know what I'm saying, magnifying your office. All right, like we were saying on the highways, what was that, Friday. You get to a point where things is cool and then something will happen. It's just the Lord is not going to give us the kingdom in this kingdom. All right, like I said, the kingdom is within us. So he's fixing the inside of us. It's not about the outer appearance. He's fixing the inside of us. So when we receive our kingdom, it's not like we got to redo this process over. Like, it's already in us. You know what I'm saying? Because he done got those impurities out. So when we inherit our kingdom, we ready to go, man. We ready to keep it moving.
Shit. You got something?
No. Yeah, nothing.
Everybody good? Okay.
Yep, so hey, with that being said, Lord willing, you're edified. Give all praise, honor, and glory
Unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles up there at Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations always to the election, doing this work sincerely and truthfully, and to the scatter as the speckled bird. Much peace, love, and salutation to you as well. So,
Shalom.
That's right.